Welcome to Ears to the Street. I am your host, HG, with Factor Entertainment Meet. And as you can see, once again, we have our co-host Off Grid on Code. He will be assisting us with this particular story tonight that we're bringing to you. So as you can see in the description, we have a black Colorado farmer being harassed by racist locals and possibly, and not even possibly, based off my off grid on codes information that he's researched, that he's basically getting harassed by the sheriff's office, and come to find out some more information that I'm going to kind of let him quarterback on. He's been doing the lead work on this, so I really want to allow him to speak, and I'll be chiming in to just get as much information as we can. So in Colorado Springs, we have a black couple with over 1,000 acres of land. Is that correct? Off grid. Wait. Your mic is off. Your mic is off. Let me. All right. So let's let off grid get to a place where his reception is good. Your reception is
All right.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, the brother is on 1,000 acres
Hmm.
in El Paso County, uh, Colorado.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect.
Him and his
Perfect.
wife.
Okay, now I do have an article that we can pull from and draw some information from, and then I also have I'm actually in the process of downloading the video you sent me, where the police officers were actually arresting him. Now, to your knowledge, what is he being arrested for? If he's the one claiming to the claim is claiming to be harassed.
We had a break up there for a second. Repeat that last.
Yeah, so I asked we have a news article from I think CBS, Channel 7 CBS. We have that article that I'll kind of go through a little bit, but also I have video that you sent me of I think his name is Courtney. Do you have his last name?
Yes, Courtney and Nicole Mallory.
Right, Mr. and Mrs. Mallory. Um, you sent video of him being arrested, and he's the one making claims and accusations that the locals and actually the sheriff department has been harassing him. So, do you have information on why he was arrested in that particular video that you sent me?
From the video of from the video testimony of brother Courtney, he's saying that the sheriff arrested him for harassing, I guess, making complaints about the people harassing him.
Wow.
Plain and
Like,
simple. Plain
right,
and
right,
simple.
right, 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 right. Okay, so we basically have your classic, seems like your classic racism, where you know you're trying to get help in a rural area maybe. And you said the percentage of white population to black population is about 80%.
86% white, and from what I'm told, he's not in a rural area. I heard that he's in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
It's not a secluded area, so it's just one of those situations where he's surrounded by
Mm,
86%. That's what it is. He's probably the only black man in that vicinity.
mm, okay. Okay. So basically, in this particular situation, he's just basically behind enemy lines. Like,
Out of bounds, behind enemy lines.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's ridiculous. Okay. So more information that you gave me is that he was arrested and he was bailed out by the NAACP, correct?
That's from what I'm hearing. I can recap
Mm-hmm.
all the information up until now if you need me to do that.
Yeah, anything you can get to people. We got some people viewing in. I'm pretty sure this is probably a news story form. So anything that you could give us, and then we'll go through the article a little bit, and then we'll kind of cap off with the video, and then we'll go from there.
Definitely. Okay, so the state we're talking about is Colorado, and we're talking about a ranch that's called Freedom Acres Ranch, and this ranch is ran by Courtney and Nicole Mallory's, a couple from originally from Houston, Texas. They left Houston, Texas in uh August sometime of 2020, and they ended up in El Paso County. They were searching for land out that way. Um, they put a bid in for a couple of lands, and they were denied because they were black. They were
Mm-hmm.
offered to bid on some abandoned land, and they had a lot of trash and different things on it. They elected to take that land because there was a moist side to it and there was a dry side to it, and they were on the moist side. So they went ahead and acquired 1,000 acres. Um, this case has been going on for about, I think, 2 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the brother, his ranch has been vandalized. His hogs been gutted out. Um, beheading of animals, dogs poisoned,
Wow.
the carcasses of the animals thrown on his lawn, the chicken coop set on fire, his fence was damaged.
Mm.
They actually hooked up an illegal pipe and they were stealing the brother's well water. They were stealing his water, and it became so blatant as to where even the postal worker had asked him, "Why are you here?" You know,
Mm.
so he's been videotaped. He said anytime you can go out there and look on the perimeter of his property, he's even had footage of the sheriff out there. He
Mm.
has video footage of the sheriff out there. When they're in town, him and his wife is mean stares. It's a whole lot going on out there, and the brother
Okay.
hasn't got any aid. I don't know why just now this is coming to a head now, because it seemed like from the first dirty look he should have been on high alert, but I'm sure it's a background story to it. Um,
Well, you know how
he
the
was arrested.
Go ahead, continue.
He was arrested, I believe, 4 or 5 days ago for I guess for harassment. I guess from him harassing the sheriff office to get on the people who's been harassing him. So they arrested him. They put a warrant out for him. He was picked up. I believe the NAACP bailed him out. He's back at the ranch. There is a website on Instagram. It's Black Farm Owners Matter on Instagram, and you can see some of his videos on there where he's being interviewed and he's telling his story. And the brother's distraught, man. He's really broken behind this right here, because I think he doesn't have any I think he doesn't have any type of political um education on like what's actually going on, because when you look at a lot of the videos, he's angry, he's upset, but it's like the defeatist mentality is starting to seep in, and it's sad because this is a prized brother right here. They're on prized land. 1,000 acres is no joke.
Exactly.
And it's a farm. It's an actual ranch. This isn't 1,000 acres where somebody's trying to get some off grid thing going. This is a ranch where he's pumping out meat. He's pumping out meat. He's pumping out produce. So this
Okay.
this situation here, it needs to be addressed ASAP. And we just received information within the last half hour that the sheriff, his name is Sergeant Emery Ray Gerhardt.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't filed anything, and now we're finding out that Gerhardt is actually married to the district attorney. So we got a fight on our hand.
So with that being said, this turns more than into this turns into more than just your locals doing some vandalizing, trying to basically use scare tactics to get them to possibly sell the land, move off the land, and basically get about the area, with the sheriff's department not doing their job basically, and looking for these vandalists that's doing this to us properly. Come to find out, he's also married to the district attorney. Because so this turns into systemic racism right here. This is
Yeah, yeah,
this is your classic the man, scenario. This is stuff that civil rights leaders fought against in the 60s and Black Panthers in the 70s, what we're dealing with in today's day in 2023, in El Paso, Texas, with this couple who do we have any information on some of his backstory, what type of work he's into. 1,000 acres is a lot of land. Do we know anything about how he was able to acquire the land? Is it family land? Was it inherited?
I'm gonna say this right here. From the research I've done, just the
Mm-hmm.
preliminary research that I've done, like I say,
Mm-hmm.
it's fair to say that 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 Courtney and his wife, they aren't black power oriented. I'll say
Okay.
that. I,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're not black power oriented, because a lot of the moves that they're making, there's actually footage of him being taken into custody, his wife's holding the camera, and she's going off. And it's a classic scene that shouldn't go down that way. He's
Mm-hmm.
already being apprehended. There's no need to agitate the officers. There's no need for that. And y'all out of bounds. Y'all in the town that's 86% white. It's like y'all gonna toe that line and buck to what they say. They want y'all to do. Um, she's calling the officers racist. She's hooting and hollering. And at one point, she even asked the officer how much is his bail. The officer told her it's going to be $2,000. She asked if she can give it to her husband right now. The officer told her no, because it'll just be processed with him, and it won't go to his bail. And she said, well, can I give it to you? So that right there shows that she doesn't even understand the system right there.
Right.
And
Exactly.
she's
Yeah.
allowed to vent. Well, we need to get some wise, politically correct brothers and sisters down there so they can advise them on how to handle the situation, because this can go terribly wrong. He's out now, but this can go terribly wrong. Far as the background on them, I don't know. All I know is that they're natives of Houston. When the flood happened down there, I guess they were transplanted out there to Colorado. He
Mm-hmm.
was in some type of program out there, I guess, for farming. He took some type of farming course. He did mention in the interview that he was the only black and the only black male. He was the only black and the only male in some type of course he was taking, and he said he remembered hearing the sneers and the jeers and some racist comments and everything, but he just figured, it's nothing big. Um, and
Right.
him and his wife, they are involved in some type of I don't want to say witness protection program, because that's not that exactly, but it's something that has to do with, I guess, they were harassed by someone, and I guess there's a domestic charge against someone against them. I guess someone tried to someone uh, 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 had some domestic violence on them as a couple. I think so. Their identity now it's out there, but their emails and their numbers, anywhere where someone try to make contact with them, you have to go through levels. Even with their mail, doesn't go through the regular post office and then go to them. Their mail goes to the post office, then it goes to another department to make sure that whoever's trying to
Mm.
contact them is on the up and up. So there's something there on that. I don't know what it is, but he speaks on
Wow.
that a little bit in one of the interviews.
And
Yeah.
isn't that something that happens? Just by you saying it, sounds like that's something that would probably happen in a prison setting, to where your mail is monitored. Like, why is he? To your knowledge, why would you think his mail is being monitored like that?
Probably someone stalking them from a previous case.
Hmm. Okay, he's kind of breaking up right now. Um, we'll get more clarification on the wife gathering information. He dropped out, so we'll wait for him to come back in. We'll get more information on the wife gathering information. From what I took from it, but I will want him to re-elaborate on it. Is I think she probably just isn't sure about the way to go about what's going on. I think that's more so what he was preluding to, that she may just may not know the system well enough to where she could navigate what's going on out there. That's what I kind of took from it when he was saying that. Let me add him back in. He's back. All
Yeah,
right,
I
you
don't know what
back?
happened. It just clicked off. Yeah, I don't know what happened. That thing just
Yeah.
clicked off.
Now you said something, and I just want you to kind of reiterate. You said the wife was gathering information, or you just pretty much saying that she's not privy to certain ways of how things go. So some of her attempts may be a little futile in a sense, if you want to say.
Futile and agitative that they don't need right now. You don't want to take that type of course right now because you they're deep behind enemy lines, and from what it looks like, there's no community out there. Him and his wife, they don't live in a community. It's just them two out there. He even has a
Right.
video where he speaks and he says if he's not with his wife, he's solo. So he doesn't have any comrades. There's no community. I did read an article where it said that on, I guess, MLK Day, they attended some type of breakfast with the local black church out there, and they were speaking on the issues of how they're being harassed. And from what the article says, the only thing the black church did was create a prayer circle to
Okay.
deal with what these white folks are doing to them. So that tells you right there they need help.
Right. Okay, so they are attending. They're that, and with you telling me that there is some type of attempt to link with some black people, but they're not getting too much physical help. We could say, spiritual. That's good, but when you got people killing livestock, you have people vandalizing your property.
Yeah,
Some a little bit more tangible is definitely I feel needed. On
let
top
me.
of that.
I want to say this right here. It's as polite as I can say it without being disrespectful. Again, this is just a couple. There's no community. They don't live in a black community. There's no black people down the road, down the street. This is just a man and his wife there, and they're dealing with wild white people that's starting fires, that's killing animals, and stealing water. And they've already encroached upon his land. So they're not afraid. And then they have the backing of the sheriff, and then they have the backing of the district attorney. So if you go into a church organization and you're explaining what these people are actually doing, and the response is we're going to create a prayer circle, that's cool for the prayer circle, but he needs to get some physical help.
Right. A little something, a little, not even a little, a lot more preventative deterrence on the land to deter these vandalism, because these are just first strokes in my opinion. These are just, hey, we don't want you around here. Here's a
Right,
here's a here's a dead sheep. Here's a dead chicken. We'll
right.
vandalize your fence. We know you need your well to for your own water, whatever they use it for the water for the animals. We're ciphering that. These are all crimes within themselves that hasn't been addressed. Has no one else has been arrested on his behalf? Have they? Any
No,
white locals who you know what I'm saying?
none, none. He's also said in an interview that he met someone out there. I'm not sure if he's referring to someone he met from the NAACP because he did get in contact with someone from the NAACP. I don't know what chapter because there's several chapters. When people hear NAACP, they thinking, oh, the organization. There's a thousand something chapters. So he said that whoever he met, that person actually was killed. So he said he don't know what's going on. Now that's a serious accusation right there. So the brother is saying, Mr. Courtney Mallory is saying that he met someone, I guess, out there in Colorado, and that person is deceased now. So I take that as where it had to been somebody black, or maybe it was a friend, some type of friend to him, and they got rid of him. He said that they might have been trying to kill him. He doesn't know. That's a serious accusation right there.
Yeah. Well. Into response to one of the comments. As a matter of fact, let me just put the comment up there.
Yeah.
And you have said that he has started a GoFundMe. We don't. When reading that GoFundMe, did he elaborate on what the money would be used for? Is he trying to like
Okay.
this?
This is where I stand with the GoFundMe thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm anytime there's something tragic going on and there's a GoFundMe, I'm skeptical because that's the easiest way to get some funds. At the same time, I don't want to be a hypocrite because if you go to my Instagram, I put up my Cash App, but I feel that my credentials can show proof. I've ran a business. I'm where I say I'm at. I'm off grid, 69 acres. I'm in a black community. I can prove my credentials. With him, there's nothing there other than his story, a GoFundMe, and a his Cash App. Now he does say on there that to help out with night vision security cameras and things like that, and that's fine. He doesn't need that. But I feel that those of us who are able to go there and assess the situation, I think that should be done first before any
Right.
money is allotted toward anything. I'm not saying that he's going to use it for how he's not supposed to. I don't know. I never met the man, but I do know I want to meet this man right here. And me personally, I don't feel donating any like money. I don't think that's I don't think that's a tangible thing to do right now. Like, okay, even if you buy night vision goggles and stuff, who's wearing it? Who's manning the stations? He needs eyes, ears, hands, and feet down there.
Right. 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 Now with the and we're just chopping it up here. So with the NAACP being involved, it seems like this is going to start getting a little bit more national attention, So, or maybe not. What are your thoughts on it? We know that
Yeah,
the NAACP, sometimes it could kind of be a situation where they're just using it as a media frenzy to kind of
right,
uplift themselves. Are they
right.
are they really going to support this brother? Are they going to help bring more physical aid to a place where you have 80% white people, and then whoever's in his specific vicinity is basically trying to drive these people out.
Yeah, yeah.
Like does the NAACP, just in your opinion, is that a course of action that you think would be sustainable to some degree?
I was taught that the NAACP stands for um how does that go? Niggas always asking cracker permission.
Right.
That's what I heard NAACP stand for. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? you know, I you know you know you know
Okay.
so
Well,
so
they did come up with the bail money, so they that
I
is.
mean his wife had that. His wife had that in her purse, and she was
Yeah, she
ready
did
to
had a
put
couple
that
of.
up. You know what I
Now
mean?
I'm
And we
now I'm
can
looking at this article. I'm looking at this article, and it by what she said and what the sheriff said in that video, they said 2,000, but in this article, which may have come out before the actual bond, it's saying 6,000.
I did see that six somewhere. You know how it is with the numbers.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Property put up. I don't. We don't know what it is, but he did get out. The brother did get out. On the video, the cop said $2,000. The cop said that on the
Okay,
video. You know what I mean? So I kind of would go with that. Um.
okay.
So yeah, I mean, see, what makes this situation real tight is that you don't want to be too much of a negative Nancy on it because the brother needs help. Bottom line, he needs help. So it wouldn't be wise to scrutinize the NAACP and the church and all because he needs as many people as he can to bring attention to it.
Yeah.
But we need quality people as well. If we just gonna throw organizations out there, he needs quality people. Hence that's why like where's the AR-15 carrying the marchers at these militant brothers that be online with these combat boots on and these
Yeah.
berets and all this gear, and you never see them like in action. You just always see them in urban places. Like it's like you never see them in action moving around. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
well,
here it
well,
is now.
where are the? I would like to see. Let's get some blue rags, some red rags up there. Let's get some of these hardcore gang bangers in some of these urban cities that have no problem with killing black people. Let's get them up there and not necessarily go up there to kill white people, but to offer some type of self defense.
That would be nice, but we gotta be
Is
honest
that
with
unreal?
ourselves.
You say it's
No,
got to
no,
be
no, no,
what?
no, 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 no. It ain't unreal. What you saying? That's real. It can happen, but we have to be real with ourselves. Crips and Bloods are the biggest coons in the black community ever, 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 ever. Crips and Bloods, and I'm from California. I'm telling you that. And I did 18 years in prison in California. Crips and Bloods are the biggest coons in any black community. Straight up.
Well, I mean, if you have organizations, if you have black street organizations, one of their main focuses is on killing other black people. I will have to agree with you on
Yeah,
that. you know,
exactly. I mean, I mean, think about it. Who wakes up and thinks about killing another black person? That's the biggest coon.
yeah,
That's the biggest coon. That's worse than a brother getting up saying, "I'm gonna go shine this white man boots and show him all 32 teeth." They're
yeah,
more of a coon than him.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
But far as organizations, we need to call upon these brothers that we see on here because it's so easy to get on social media and say that you a Black Panther or you a militant or you a Huey P. Newton gun club member or you with the NFAC, which is defunct now. You don't hear anything about the NFAC anymore. You don't hear nothing. So we need to be asking these brothers, hey, your service is needed. You know what I mean? You did all that posturing for Facebook cover photos and everything. Now you got a real fight in your hands with some real white folks. So let's get you on a
yeah.
flight and get y'all out there to Colorado.
And how far have we come as a people if we still have this coming on? Are black people delusional and think they're freer than what they actually really are? You know, because I'm under the impression that we suffer from a delusion of freedom. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're afforded some rights that you didn't have at a certain period of time, which people died for you to get. I think we're under this illusion like, oh man, we're considered equal with these white people. We're considered equal, or we have voting power. We have political power. How can you have political power and you don't have your own political party? You know,
You can even take it a step lower than that because that's at the highest point having a political party. But even with just the media, I'm one of the very few that's been on Facebook since 2011 talking about why we don't have a real black media. And I don't mean a network where we talk about whose kid is the first one in this white school or anything about entertainment or sports or music or fashion, any of that. A black media that talks about pertinent issues for black people, not
right?
individuals, not individual accomplishments, things like this. Like there's no reason why with this been happening. The first day that brother noticed some type of racism on his ranch, there should have been some type of black media where he can contact them and word it out there. That's how it wouldn't have got this far now.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
we don't have that black media. And then you have to look at as individuals. Obviously, this brother is not part of any solid black community. Not many of us are, but at least some of us have a little something. Like for us yourself, if something was to happen to you, we can go to your page. We can contact some people. I think with this brother right here, and if he sees this or anybody that deals with him or cares for him sees this, this is not disrespect towards the Mallorys. This is just real talk right here. Obviously, they are not involved in any type of like black social groups or anything because they wouldn't have to be taken to social media the way that they are and then planning a march or some type of protest at the Capitol down there on the 17th, February 17th. They're supposed to be having a get together and doing something
Okay.
down there. And it's like, how are you going to approach an office that employs the people that locked you up? No, he need to have a protest. Those people need to assemble on his ranch, not at any office, not at the senator. Like none of that stuff. That stuff is old, man. Like let that stuff die with Farrakhan with the Million Man March, man.
Right, right. Now I see what you're saying. And when you say assemble at the ranch as a force of power to show that we're not allowing you guys to come on this property and vandalize. You're not gonna scare us away from property that we work hard for, that we bought, that based off the United States Constitution. I'm entitled to this land. I'm entitled to the freedoms of this land of this country. You're not gonna push us around, basically, right?
Right. Yeah. Assemble on his land the same way that gun club assembled when they remember when they went to Kentucky. Remember when they marched in Kentucky and then they said no justice, no peace, and we gonna tear the city up. If whatever case it was, I done lost track of so many different people to get killed. I don't know, it was Breonna Taylor. It was somebody got killed. I don't know if it was man or woman, but somebody black got killed. And this gun club marchers, they was in Kentucky marching around with all these AR-15s, but all dressed in all this black, and left that city in time to get back to work Monday morning. You know what I mean? So it's like, let's get people to assemble on this brother's here land and man those posts. Because this is a
Right.
real fight right here. You know, like I said, the white folks then came onto his property and then disrespected him and his wife and his ranch. So we need to have
Right.
perimeters set up. It needs to be people down there, boots on the ground, literally.
Okay. Now this particular comment by Mo Get It, I think blacks are more free than we realize, but we don't know how to play the game. I want you to address that comment. I want to address it too. The thing is, and I definitely understand that, there's a lot about this system when it comes to politics and different things that I think we do need to study up on, be more abreast of. But are we playing a fair game? You know, I can't help but say that, the game is rigged, and the only time we've had substantial, substantial progress is through unified acts, and we've had our political, like the Brown versus, back in the civil rights thing with the school systems and stuff like that. But isn't the game rigged? These people can put new laws in whenever they want to. You get past one law and then they throw 15 other laws at you. Now you gotta jump hurdles through those laws. In this particular situation, how is this guy not playing the game right? He bought land fair and square. He owns the land, but you just have a community of racists who just don't want you there, and they're not playing fair. They're not going to council meetings and saying, we don't want this black guy in there for whatever reason. That would be a fair thing to do. Showcase your racism to the council meetings. You know what I'm saying? To get the black guy off, you're going killing livestock. You're ciphering water. You know what I'm saying? What do you say to this particular statement in regards to
Well,
blacks being freer than we realize? Go ahead.
I actually agree. I actually agree, but it's one of those agreements where, from one perspective, I agree, but from another perspective, I totally don't. From her perspective, I agree is that we are, man. You know me, I'm heavy on when black people wake up in the morning. You got the freedom to have a good day, whichever way you want to have. You can become a millionaire. You can slap a white person and sue them. Like she's right about that. We don't know how to play the game. But you look at Mr. Mallory's situation, the brother did what he's supposed to do. He's not squatting on some type of land. He did everything he's supposed to do. He acquired that land fair and square, and look what he's up against. So they're not playing the game fair. And I feel like from that perspective, we can do all we need to do as black people, play by the book, play fair and everything. But once you face that systemic racism, what are you supposed to do? I mean, anything beyond playing the game fair after that is cooning and buck dancing, and that's not going to cut it in 2023.
Right. And I mean, I understand she says life ain't fair, but but that's the thing though. Isn't that what black people in America and all over the world really, especially in the 60s and 70s, and even before then and even after then, isn't that what we've been fighting for fairness? Are we the ones that's making life not fair? You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the fight. In my opinion, the fight is that black people are being treated unfairly. But this isn't just a life ain't fair thing. In my opinion, it's you have a certain group of people making life unfair for you. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
there's something that could be done about that. This isn't just like, oh, God made it this way type thing, in my opinion. This is, no, you have a group of people over here that's vandalizing this person's property.
Right.
Life would be fair if he moved to this place where he wanted to move, bought the land that he wanted to buy, and was able to live in peace where he bought his land at fairly, you know.
Right. Right.
So, you know, you have a group of people that's setting the stage of unfairness all across the world. In my opinion, that's just my humble opinion right there. You know, but let's go into the actual video that we sent. That's a little lengthy, y'all. I don't know if I'm gonna go through. I think it's like 11 minutes.
Might
But
want to fast forward some parts.
yeah, you know, we'll just get the gist of it. You know, we'll
Right.
just get the gist of it to see to see you know, to see what the
I
wife was recording
I,
and things of that
I
sort.
got something I want to say too in reference to that. Life isn't fair.
Hmm.
Real quick, if I can.
Please do.
Um, true enough, life isn't fair, but you have to remember if you're dealing with some type of humans that don't want you here, don't want you to leave, how can you play fair? How can you
Mm.
play fair with people that's dealing with you like that?
Now, when you say they don't want you here and they don't want you to leave, do you mean like get out the country, leave?
Remember, there was a time where niggers go back to Africa. And then when blacks try to get passports and everything, oh, you got to jump through all these hoops. So they don't want us here. They don't want us to
Mm-hmm.
leave. There's nothing fair about that. You're dealing with somebody who's crazy.
Right. It's like hey, it's that Stockholm thing. You know, we've, in my opinion, you know, a lot of blacks in America just suffer from the Stockholm syndrome, to where, you know, possibly now at this particular time, you know, we do have the ability to just up and go, but it's kind of unrealistic. You know, for one, we did help build this country, and I don't feel we should go nowhere. That's for one thing. I feel we should take what we're deserving of. You know, fuck all the asking. We can negotiate on certain things, but I'm a firm believer that to get what you want, and history has proven it, that there has to be some display of power and force behind you. Some if you can't win a certain situation with a military force, you know, and this is hypothetical stuff we're speaking about right here, then a display of numbers is a great way to accomplish what you know what your goals are or what your agenda is. But I got the video up. Let's go into the video. It's a little lengthy, so I'll be, you know, bouncing a little bit around in the video. But let me
All right.
share my screen. All right, let me make sure it's up. All right, here we go, y'all. All right, slow up. It didn't open. All right, 1 second, y'all. I don't know. It opened up and then it didn't open. Let me open it back up.
You can't see the video.
Okay, my bad, y'all. My bad. Give me 1 second. Be patient with me. Share it again. Share. Boom, boom. All right.
Please make the call. Gerhardt's goons are at it again. Gerhardt's goons are at it again. Farming while black in America. Farming while black in America. There's Deputy Hancock there with El Paso County Sheriff's Department. That's the vehicle 8306. He has not provided any information as to whether there's anyone else in the vehicle at this time. State Patrol appears to be handling this stop here. Are you okay? You okay? State Patrol, where are you guys taking him?
Okay. Go to El Paso County CJC, the Criminal Justice Detention Center.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where is that located?
So that's on El Paso, South Las Vegas.
Okay.
Yep. So he's going to be going in there. He'll be processed.
Okay.
There is a bond on the warrant.
What's
so
the bond?
Bond out. I believe it's $2,000.
Okay. Can I give him that cash now to take with him? What can I give it to you to give to him?
No, because that'll just end up in the system. So it's just better you hold on to it.
Okay.
And then bond him out.
So, okay.
Yeah.
And then he's going to El Paso County CJC.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Do you have a card by chance?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I can give you the other trooper's name also. Actually,
Okay.
the cards are in the car.
Okay.
All right.
If you could get that for me just so we know. Everybody, we're still live here.
And can I get your name real quick?
Nicole.
Nicole?
Mhm.
Same last name?
Correct.
Okay.
Let's flood these sheriff's lines to make sure that Courtney Mallory is not harmed while he is in custody. Deputy Hancock has given us his name. He has refused to tell us if anyone else is in the vehicle. This is a result of Gerhardt's goons. Goons. Gerhardt needs to get a lie detector test today. He's a liar. He's a racist. He's been fired before from the sheriff's office for lying and stealing files. Put him on a Brady list. Deputy Hancock, I know you don't like dirty cops either. One bad apple spoils the bunch. You know he's dirty. Get rid of these dirty cops.
Okay, I want to stop it right there.
Thank you.
I might play it more. I just wanted to ask a couple questions to see if you had the information needed. So I hear in the video a warrant was put out on him. Is that just for him being supposedly harassing those who he feels is harassing him, or know to be harassing him?
His arrest is supposed to be. It's like a delayed echo.
Okay, one second. All right, how about now?
All right. His arrest was supposed to be predicated upon, I guess, him filing multiple complaints, and the sheriff saying that, well, you're actually harassing these people, so I'm going to bring you in, or I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. That's what I gathered from that.
Okay, and this Deerhart person that she keeps mentioning, because she's saying Deerhart goons, and I'm assuming he's just probably someone with the sheriff's department that's kind of maybe the ringleader of these vandalisms and things like that. Possibly.
Sergeant Emery Ray Gerhardt is the one that's married to the allegedly married to the district attorney. He's a sergeant. Okay. So Gerhardt is the sergeant, and she's calling them Gerhardt goons because they're operating underneath his command.
Oh, okay.
That's one of them life ain't fair things right there. You know what I'm saying? It's like they on code. You know what I'm saying? They on code. They doing exactly what Gerhardt want them to do, and they staying on code.
Yeah, and and that's what our people need to do is get on code with being unified. And when we have situations like this, we can rally up the people and meet the force with the force that's being exerted upon this couple right here. Now, I just want to get into this. So, at that particular situation, there's not much that the wife could do. Is it the approach that she's taking in that situation? She seemed very polite with the officers. She's doing some ranting, in regards to letting the situation be known, who the particular sergeant is. These are his goons. So she's giving up some information in regards to who's kind of who's the ringleader or the people behind this situation that's going on with them. Is this, in your opinion, as a couple, is this good support? Is this something that a wife should do in a situation? Because we got a lot of black couples doing different things that may find themselves in a situation like this or a similar situation. So we want to bring information. This is no different than the Tyree Nichols. If you're getting pulled over by police officers, what are some things to do and not to do that we can ensure at least safety?
In this case right here, I would like you to ask if it's any sisters that's still in the chat. If you could ask them that question first, because I myself, I would like to know how do they feel about what they just saw.
Well, for those who's watching, if you're a female, please comment. Let us know how you feel, and please feel
Oh,
free to hit the link if you guys want to chime in, directly with it.
yeah.
Me personally, you know, um, I don't know. I would probably just say let it be what it be. Let it be what it be. I would definitely not want my wife to incite anything where she would get hurt or even go to prison. I'm already getting locked up for a warrant. We're already dealing with systemic racism, it seems. We're dealing with local racism. We've been dealing with vandalism, and a number of other things. I would always want my wife to be safe, because now I'm in handcuffs in the back of a car. I'm getting hauled off. I'm getting hauled off somewhere. I can't protect you. I'm not vigilant of what's going on with you. So in that particular situation, I would probably say pull back on the verbal things, but still get video, still get adequate information to where I'm gonna be at. There's some of those pertinent questions that she asked with bond, location. I would say still do those things, but so far as it wasn't extremely aggressive to me, but the form of aggressive ranting, if you can say, I would say draw back a little bit on that.
I read the comment on there. Um, I feel what she did was just useless banter,
Okay.
just useless emotional banter that can get the situation more complicated, where it's worse for both of them because it's based on her feeling like she should express her emotions how she feel she want to express it, and we should be thankful that the cops didn't turn up on her. We should be thankful for that right there because the brother, he can't do nothing. He's handcuffed. He can't come to her aid. He can't do much of nothing. So why would you want to incite these so-called racist goons? Why would you want to incite them by saying inflammatory things and making the situation more complicated than what it is? He's going to jail. He ain't busting up out of them cuffs. In fact, he turned himself in. So it's like we ain't on no defiant stuff. These are two blacks that's gonna comply with what the officers say. So why make it more than what it has to be? If anything, just record and keep your mouth shut. That's something that needs to be taught. Obviously, to the whole black. I thought a lot of black people knew this, but obviously we don't. When you encounter the police, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's simple as that. And you hearing this come from a criminal who did 18 years in prison. When they approach you, give them your ID. Answer the questions. Just shut the fuck up. Because you're not ready there to throw kicks. You ain't ready to throw elbows. You're not ready to do any of that. And at the most, all you're gonna do is holler. They're abuse. You're gonna do that can't breathe shit. You know what I'm saying? That bullshit. Or holler your mama name. And that's some bullshit right there. Don't make the situation worse. Just take names and take video and just leave it at that. So she did a good job as far as that right there. But next time, zip the lip. And he probably don't know that because he should have been like, baby, just quiet down. I don't need them to be kicking my ass once I get to the station. I don't need them kicking your ass when the car pull off.
Right, right. So I'm a firm believer at the age I am now that safety comes first. Safety comes first. If we have to start approaching things in an organized fashion. If we're gonna fight the fight, it doesn't need to be emotional. It doesn't need to be emotional. So in this particular situation, I don't think she overdid it. But with what was being said, and you never know how the officer's going to take it. It's a possibility that it could have been worse than what happened at this particular situation. We have a young lady that just came in, Helena. Hello, how you doing?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining Ears to the Street. We appreciate you being on. I don't know how much you've been watching, but if please feel free to chime in with any comments, statements, questions that you have.
Okay. So, what is the topic about, first of all?
Okay, so we're talking about a black couple, black male and female couple that lives in Colorado Springs, who has acquired 1,000 acres of property, and what's happening is that we have white locals and possibly a white sheriff or sheriff's office who are kind of been vandalizing the property, scare tactics, siphoning water from them, killing animals on their property to basically, tell these people like, we don't want you here. They're in a community that has 86% predominantly white Caucasian race there. Even like the brother off grid said, the post office workers even like either sent a note or said, why are you here? We basically don't want you in our neighborhood, in our area. And he was just recently arrested, and based off him being arrested, it could be because he's complaining about these attacks that he's been getting, and they're making it seem like he's been the one doing the harassment and attacks. So that's kind of what we're dealing with this particular story.
So, how long has been going on? For a minute now, right?
Do we have a
It's been
time
going
frame?
on. It's been going on about 3 years. This brother, they're from Houston. They left Houston in 2020. They moved to Colorado. He was searching for land. He was denied land because of his race. They found the land that they're on now, 1,000 acres. It's a good piece of land because it's moist. He's raising cattle. His ranch. It's not just a farm. It's a ranch, and it's called Freedom. It's called Freedom Now Ranch or something. It's called Freedom Acres Ranch. And his brother's involved with a program where he wants to teach urban kids about growing food and everything. So he's doing a good thing. And he's out there. They live in a town that's 86% white. There's no other black people around there. Ever since he got there, these white folks been they done gutted some of his sheep. They done killed cows. They done poisoned his dogs. They set fire to the chicken coop. They've been siphoning his water from his well. They destroyed his fence. They've been threatening to him. They at the perimeter of his property, basically all tactics of get y'all nigga asses up out of here. So he's been complaining about this, and since he's been complaining, the sheriff sent a warrant out for his arrest, and they arrested him like 4 days ago. The NAACP was contacted a few other people. His local church group, they elected to hold a prayer circle in order to deal with the situation. The
A prayer
NAACP,
circle.
a prayer circle. The NAACP, they did bail him out. Um, and so he's out now, but we need boots on the ground. What I wanted to tell you, HR was that HD was that this sister right here, she's an ex-member of the Black Panther Party,
Okay.
The new Black Panther Party.
the new Black Panther Party. So this sister right here can tell you instances of a lot of them dudes really being bitches in that organization with one gun and no nuts and no nuts.
So I mean, are we are we in a situation where we have a lot of people pretending to be something that they're not? Is this just some fantasy in black people's head that, oh, we're fighting the man, but we're really just sitting at home not doing shit? Is that's what we're dealing with here? Are we dealing with some black organizations that aren't making a true impact in their communities? Is that what we're saying? And I don't wanna attack the New Age Panther Party per se, but I just want to speak to us as a collective. I want Ears to Street to be a platform where we take accountability, and and we work on our issues as a community. We're not gonna always agree on everything. We're not gonna always get along in the sense of, our approach to how we want to get to the goal that we want to get to. And I'm pretty sure that we all pretty much to a degree have the same goal that we're trying to get to, but we have our different ways of going about it. So, let's just keep it within that context. The new age Panther Party, are they, I don't know, I don't know about, what they're doing. Are they out there? I don't know. I don't hear about any organizations doing too much of anything when it comes to anything. With the you know about the NAACP, you hear them doing this, whatever, whatever. But I'm just not privy to any real organizations and what work is being done outside of a few. So please chime in, Helena.
Okay. Well, when I was affiliated, I think it was managed. The management was horrible. Yeah. Okay. Take five. The management was horrible. It was not funded properly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Everybody had no funds.
Okay.
When we went to the summit, I don't know, it was really for nothing. We wasted a lot of time, and our funds, the ones that people that did have funds, we wasted a lot of our funds just traveling to get to this summit. It was
Mm-hmm.
other organizations there, but we could sit up here and we could talk about the problem continuously. But
Mm-hmm.
there was nothing being put together strategically to handle the situations that everybody was dealing with, or how we even wanted to form something, put something together so we can deal with situations.
Right.
We
Right.
we did a walk through a project area, and I believe the minister at the time, he's dead now. I think he just died of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
But we walked through a project, and he said that, we got to get these people that's out here selling, these drug dealers, to be on our side. And it was almost like he was saying we need to extort them for money. Continue to sell dope to your family members and your friends and your community, but we gonna be on your head about some money. To,
Mm.
so we can. Yeah, it was crazy. Like I
Okay.
said, it was no management there whatsoever. And when we went out to do drills, uh, what's the brother name? That's out there in the woods, Lamont.
Oh, King Samir.
King Samir was the one that was in charge. Him and brother Haru passed along too. Um, uh, he had one old rifle like type pistol, gun or whatever, and it was one.
Right.
All we was
Right.
doing was like drills. It was one. Nobody at that particular in that organization had the right to bear arms. They didn't have any type of CCWs. But
Mm-hmm.
one,
Mm-hmm.
nothing was done properly. I think they just really wanted bodies in black to show some type of
Presence or something.
just a presence.
Right. Right.
I mean, it was a waste of my time. And then when they came here to the city of Detroit, because that's where I'm located.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now the gentleman that was in charge at the time, he was also Boosie's, the rapper,
Mm-hmm.
road manager.
Okay. Okay.
So when anytime Boosie was be up here in Detroit, the Black Panthers would go to these concerts and after parties, and we would have to stand around like guards, basically.
Okay.
It was just a waste of time, and then the behavior of all the black men that was inside the organization. They had multiple children. None of the children was being properly taken care of. They had concubines meeting at the hotel. They had strippers inside the hotels, and And one of the gentlemen actually told me to just make sure I can get some money um, for them while they was here in the city of Detroit.
So just kind of going back to over what you said. So basically, what we're doing with this particular outfit, I guess you want to call it, this particular group, we're dealing with a group of unorganized individuals. Didn't have any financial power, no artillery type of power, not a real clear vision or strategy to any black plights that some of the things that we are working to better. Is that kind of what we're saying? Just a whole and you know what?
It was just like for a show.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just horrible, and it made these people feel as though as that we were doing something at the time. But we was actually doing absolutely nothing that could help our community, nothing that could stop the drugs from coming in to the projects, nothing that they didn't put anything together for mothers and children. They didn't. They didn't do anything. They didn't have. I don't even think half of them could read. You
Okay,
know,
let me ask you this, because I think I heard you say you are in the Detroit area. Do you have any information on these brothers? I think they call themselves the new Detroit era, where they're I've seen some videos where they're helping they're watching women as they pump their gas late at night, coming from grocery stores. Have you encountered any of those in being out there in Detroit?
yes, I encountered these gentlemen a lot. I was a part of a search and rescue um with Minister Malik, whatever his name is up here, and he has the Black uh Panther symbol on his gear as well, Mr. Shabazz. And a lot of people don't like him because he's behind this white power structure that's our mayor, and he get paid off. But he has done some good things. He actually go put his feet down on the ground to get rid of a lot of drugs in like drug houses. He goes to the house and actually confronts these people. Um, and then we did a search and rescue. Some old lady had came up missing from the east side of Detroit, and he rallied up a lot of people to go look for this old lady. We ended up finding her 2 weeks later, and she had died. Does do a lot of search and rescue. Now, when New Era had came out, they did not have the right spokesperson for them. They would go to these meetings, these council meetings or whatever, and they were just bombarded in there screaming and hollering. When you start screaming and hollering, ain't nobody listening to you no more. They done shut down and they ready to throw your ass up out of there. Yeah, so now they call themselves doing something now, little mediocre things that they doing now, like watching women at the gas station. But have you formed any type of like a housing project? You understand what I'm saying?
Right, right, right.
Have you but we on the east side we have a lot of blocks that's empty, not a house on them.
Right, exactly,
We
exactly.
we can buy it if we can put a pack of crackers together and get that land over there and start a urban growing to grow our own food. You can start and teach your young people, even in the ones that's in the neighborhood. You can even get finance for that. We have these organizations here that would, they do something like that. You understand what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. No,
You
I
out here.
definitely.
I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say I agree with you. I agree with you. And I want people listening to this to take this take this and improve with it. We all have to be held accountable. We live in these communities for the most part. So it's up. Not only is it up to those people, and it's up to us as individuals as well. To and like you say, you are doing the work. You're doing search and rescues. You at one time was affiliated with the New Panther Party. So I see that you're active. You're active. So the people who are not active, the people who are just sitting in them homes not doing anything, get active in your community. Start back the block club meetings. You know, go to your council meetings. Go talk to some of these brothers out on the street yourself. Reason with them to a degree. These young kids aren't as vicious as we may think. When it comes to their people, they're willing to listen. I believe they're willing to listen because I remember when I was that age, and yes, we were out there. We were selling drugs and we had guns and stuff like that. But and I know I'm a different era, but I still believe it's the same way. When our elders spoke, we listened. And even if it was just to listen at that particular moment out of respect, we still listened to them. And you never know what you may say to that will resonate, in their minds, and they'll probably take heed to it in some shape, form, or fashion. So I just want my audience to understand that, and to take that with them moving forward. So where do we see this going? Let's just do some because I want to wrap it up with the Colorado thing, and I want to end on that. Where do, just like projections, do you feel that this guy's going to get the support he needs? Do you feel that he'll just end up giving in and packing up and getting up out of there? Where do we kind of foresee this thing going? If I could start with you, Off Grid.
Like I say, ever since I told you about this case, I've heard about this about maybe 30 something days ago, but I got fully engulfed in it last night. I couldn't believe some of the stories I was hearing. I've made contact with a few people that was on some of his posts. They're trying to connect with them because we trying to get a definite phone number or make a definite contact with the brother, because the people that I'm dealing with, they don't want to go down there and do any type of rally at the state office, and none of that. These people want to go to his ranch and protect the home front. You know what I mean? Do what actually matters. So at this point right now, I don't know. We've assembled a couple of people that's willing to pay, well, help pay for people to get down there. As soon as we can give them a comprehensive plan on what we're trying to do. So we're trying to gather information now and make direct contact with the brother or his wife or somebody, and then plan a trip to go out there.
Okay. Okay. So for anyone hearing this, you can contact Off Grid at Level 4 Perspective on YouTube. You can contact him at Mind 7 Over Matter on IG, right?
Yes.
So you can contact them, and I'll put it in the description after the video, so you guys have the correct information. And are we willing to help with these type of situations? We have to get to a situation. We have to get to a place with ourselves where we stop all the jaw jacking and we get organized, we get strategic, and we calm down the emotion. Let's calm down the emotion. You can't be going into battle on any type of situation where you're overly emotional. You're not gonna move right. You got to be calm, cool, collective, think logically, have foresight, cognitive thinking, and move accordingly. So as black people, we got to calm down with all that emotion and start thinking rationally about situations that we find ourselves in, and that we are willing to put ourselves in for a particular agenda. So, is there anything you guys want to leave with before we end this?
Well, I'm gonna. This is actually my first time hearing about the Freedom Acres Ranch, and I'm just late on it. But I'm gonna do a little bit more research about it, and I'm gonna bring out some more awareness to it. Talking to the people that I constantly speak with concerning the matter, and I will be in contact with Off Grid to see how we're gonna move forward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
If I could jump in real quick, because
please do.
this is a serious situation right here. Because like I said, it's 1,000 acres, and it's just him and his wife. So basically, we always talk about Black Wall Street, how it happened. Like people act like Black Wall Street happened yesterday. They still upset about it. So here we got a modern day Wall Street, Black Wall Street situation right here, and it should be taken as to where we can actually do something. The old Wall Street, we can't do nothing about that. That happened, but we're supposed to learn from it. Fast forward to 2023, black man and woman, 1,000 acres, did everything right, didn't break the law. White folks encroaching on his land. We supposed to be fired up about this right here. All them brothers we see on Instagram and on Facebook, if we even if we just have them as friends, we supposed to be inboxing all these people saying, "Hey, have you heard about this case right here? And you should go out there." That's like the least we can do because I don't feel comfortable just sitting back and allowing the militants to get on here and show all these old memes of Egypt and all this old Nigeria and all this old corny stuff that don't involve getting off the internet and booking a flight to go somewhere for a month. This is a real fight right here. The sheriff
It
is
is.
married. The sheriff is married to the district attorney. So that means the cracker saying "fuck you, fuck y'all," and this is how it's gonna go down. Y'all can't do nothing. We supposed to be appalled at that. And I feel like it's not a position to be down there protesting at this little February 17th thing. That's cool. Those people can do that. But later on that night, who gonna be there protecting that ranch? Because he need people there he need people there at the ranch. He need
Exactly.
bodies there. He need people camping out. He need people camping out. And there's brothers that's willing to do that. I understand people got jobs and kids, but it's a whole lot of people that's expendable. I'm one of them. I'm trying to get down there. And there's a few more people. And we got people offering to help us get down there, but we need to make solid contact. But in the meantime, it's like learn as much as you can about this. You can Google it. Just type in Colorado black rancher harassed, and it's gonna pop up,
Right.
and you're gonna read some horrible stories. You're gonna be like, damn, I can't believe they doing to this brother, and he don't have no help.
Did you want to say something, Helena?
Yeah, I was like, I got it right. I have it right in front of me, so I'm gonna check it out. Like I said, and if like I said, I'm just waiting to see what happened. I'm gonna dip off into it and see what's going on and see what other type of things that we can do to get the brothers that's willing to go down there. And you, off grid, you say you don't have any type of contact with these people at all.
I'm in contact with about 4 or 5 people. One person that lives down there. We're just trying to get somebody to either go to that ranch or somebody to contact this interviewer that interviewed him, see if they can get his phone number. Because
Okay,
right now we don't have no solid contact. I know some people in Colorado that we can like fly out there, but we don't want no dummy mission. We want to be able to make contact, say, hey,
Exactly.
we'll be there on this day, and we want to be invited to your ranch. We want to sleep there at the front gate, like whatever we need to do. We want to do that.
all right, all right, all right.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So any information, let's keep the information coming in. I'll definitely do updates on this particular story, this situation with this couple out there that's being harassed. Systemic racism at its finest, local racism at its finest in 2023, and we're under the illusion that we're equal in this country, and obviously based off this situation, it shows that we are not. So, I appreciate my co-host Off Grid and the lovely Helena for coming in and chiming in on this story. I thank my viewers for tuning in, and make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe button. And we'll definitely keep on this story and bring you any updated information as it occurs.
Thank you.
All right,
Indeed.
y'all have a
Thanks.
good one.
Thanks.
Peace.
Peace.